In many ways a simple story, but, it's a big raise. You can talk about what you need the funding for, but also just explain VulcanForms. Is this more than just you being a factory?
It is indeed. Yeah. VulcanForms is an advanced metal product manufacturing company. And what we've done over the course of our years is we've developed the highest power 3D printing additive system in the world. And then we've coupled that from a supply chain perspective and kind of minimize the distance metal atoms need to travel in order to become a finished product. And so the most efficient way to make a product is to make only the product that needs to be made. And additive manufacturing allows for that. And so we've centered our technology platform and our manufacturing ecosystem around that technology. We've developed and innovated in that space to bring the highest powered, most productive platform to the market. And then we couple that upstream and downstream and consolidate that supply chain, innovate within those process steps, simplify where we can, minimizing process steps, and then bring massive scale across large market segments.
So Kevin, this is completely in line with some of the central tenets of this administration's plan across a number of domains, right? What is your relationship like with the Trump administration, with commerce, right? Commerce has been a big part of driving some of this activity.
Yeah. Our general North Star is we're an American advanced manufacturing company, and we're very proud of that. So we partner with anyone who has interest in advancing exactly that cause. And so that's, parts of the administration, that's private equity, that's venture capital, that's bankers, that's others. But anyone who's really interested in driving American manufacturing forward and making us globally competitive again, we work with. And we're very excited about our growth.
Donald Trump Jr. is a partner at 1789 Capital, which is now one of the key investors in this particular round. I'm interested in what this money is going to be used for there, for Kevin. You've given us what you do. What does $220 million add to the vision for you?
Yeah, so what that money is allowing us to do is finish the build out of Vulcan 1, where I am today, to build out Vulcan 2, which is up in Newburyport, Massachusetts. So both factory locations are outside of Boston. And then we are actively building out a third factory location that will be starting production in July of this year. And then we're in design on a much larger campus type location that will be somewhere in the US.
We can geek out on this show, luckily. Production grade metal products by bringing the atoms closer. How are you achieving this, Kevin? What is it that you've done as a breakthrough that makes this 3D printing so unique and so quick to be able to provide for local domestic manufacturing?
Yeah, this is leveraging a lot of the learning that I had from my semiconductor days and my time at Tesla and my time at Redwood Materials. If you think about the product delivery in terms of global supply chain, right? There's not much we can do about where metal atoms are deposited in the world, but they're in circulation all over. And so what we're doing is we're identifying that supply chain and minimizing the distance metal atoms need to travel. We have some customers, their metal supply chain is over 20,000 miles. It goes through 9 different countries, and half of the cost of that product is just in moving metal. It actually doesn't add any value to the product. So what we're doing is we're consolidating where it makes sense. And then where we see opportunities to innovate and design new technologies, we're doing that, such as in our additive manufacturing. But then that alone doesn't solve the problem. You need
Kevin.
Materials. Yeah.
Well, what's the reality here on your exposure to China then? We just have 60 seconds or less, but you're onshoring the manufacturing. You can't get it to zero, right, when it comes to China?
That's correct. Yeah, not immediately. There are titanium deposits in the U.S., and there are folks working on that, but there's also a lot of material in circulation, and our technology will allow for refining and recycling of that and putting that back into circular supply chain.